We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those.
Something big about to happen. I hear the beat tapping. We some fly rhyming felines rapping on the track. Better yet, grab a gat, cause we hot like Enzo. Doors closed, windows up, cause that's the way we like to ride. Windy City hitting. Check mic 1 2 1 2. We live, baby. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's up, Chicago, and welcome back to Speak Your Mind Radio, episode 514, season 13. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Queen Star, aka MZHIPHOP. And today is July 8th, 2024 at 6:31 a.m. Now, angel number 631 is a sign that you can trust the process and have faith in divine timing on your journey, and great rewards are inbound. So stick with your angels, everybody. Okay. And today's program, I want to discuss some of the most beautiful songs I've heard throughout my lifetime. Let's get started. Coming in at number 1, Christopher Cross's Selling. This track was released in 1979, which was Cross's first chart topper in both the US and Canada, and a single hit number 1 in the summer of 1980. However, the song Sailing is simply unforgettable for the melody itself, which took Cross 2 years to come up with the hook. The song itself was quickly written, but if you listen closely, you can actually feel like the listener is sailing the waters and getting lost in one's thoughts. The single Sailing was named the most soft, sensational soft rock song of all time. Plus, many artists have covered the song over the years, like NSYNC and Barry Manilow. I really don't know too much else about this song, Sailing, except it was the second single from Cross's album, Ride Like the Wind. Also, the inspiration behind the song itself was about Cross's friendship with his older high school friend who used to take him sailing as a teenager just to get away from all the chaos and the trials and tribulations of being a teen. Next, at number 2, is 1997's Savage Garden's Truly, Madly, Deeply. The Australian pop duo got their name Savage Garden from a term used by fantasy author Anne Rice to describe the isolated world of vampires, which is very intriguing to me. The duo, consisting of Darren Hayes on vocals and Daniel Jones on guitar, keyboards, and vocals, formed in 1993. But did you know that almost 21 years later, Truly, Madly, Deeply is still one of the best love songs of the 90s? The inspiration came from Hayes' deep affection for his wife and his family, and missing them for being away from home for 8 months to record songs for their album. Therefore, the song is about being madly and deeply in love with someone. They eventually broke up in 2001 after their second album dropped because Hayes didn't want the fame anymore or the lifestyle. He kind of had like a breakdown in his mind. And in one interview, Hayes said that just weeks before their second project, he didn't like fame and he just wasn't happy. Now, Truly, Madly, Deeply is a beautiful artsy song, and it sounds just like poetry. Coming in strong at number 3 is 1985 Simply Red's Holding Back the Years. So you may say, who's Simply Red? Well, honestly, y'all, I didn't know until 2007 when I was acting a fool in my best friend's dorm room, rolling around on the floor, listening to random music. And the 2003 Sunrise track came on from Simply Red. And we all looked at each other and were trying to figure out whose vocals they were. And that's when I discovered who Simply Red was. So Simply Red is an English soul and pop band formed in Manchester, England in 1985. Mick Hucknall was the only original member left by the time the band broke up in 2010, because Hucknall said after 25 years of being together in the band, it kind of felt like a prison to him. And so he started to focus on his own solo career. Now back to the track, Holding Back the Years, which was released on their debut studio album, Picture Book, in 1985. The track reached #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and #2 on the UK singles chart. Mick Hucknall wrote the song when he was just 17 years old. Can you believe that? He was living at home with his dad, and the inspiration behind the track, Holding Back the Years, was a method he had learned from being a fine arts student. And his teacher suggested the greatest paintings are produced when the artist is working in a stream of consciousness, which means how thoughts seem to flow through the conscious mind, kind of like being on the same cerebral highway. It's part of the 1890s The Principle of Psychology book, which is also the full range of thoughts that one can be aware of, that the form of content of his stream of thoughts. Hucknall tried to copy and paste this theory to songwriting, hence Holding Back the Years. The track is about Hucknall's childhood being miserable and just in a mess in his life, but the chorus suggests that he'll keep on holding on. Yeah. Another cool fact is Simply Red got his name from the lead singer, Mick, because of his red hair. So he was going to decide to name the band Red, but it didn't have a ring to it. So he added Simply to Red, and that gave him the name Simply Red. Coming in strong at #4, last but not least, is Bobby Caldwell's 1978 track, What You Won't Do for Love. Now, many people always ask if the singer Bobby Caldwell was black or white because of his soulful voice. Now, I learned years and years later that this man was white. Artists like Tupac even covered the song What You Won't Do for Love with his 1998 version, Do for Love, which was the first time I had ever heard the hook to What You Won't Do for Love, and it gave the impression that the singer was indeed black. That's just my thoughts. Bobby Caldwell was 71 years old when he passed away, and he left his legacy behind to the world. Bobby even wrote other songs for other artists like Never Loved Before by Roberta Flack in 1982, and Heart of Mine by Bo Skaggs in 1988, and Angel by Neil Diamond. The inspiration behind the track What You Won't Do for Love is the thought of doing the most for love and going through great lengths to keep his love interest. The song was #9 on the Billboard Hot 100. In February 2024, the song became a top hit on TikTok when users began posting videos of themselves set to the horn's riff. Music like this, y'all, is just so amazingly beautiful because its tranquility sets throughout time and will never be forgotten. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of Speak Your Mind Radio. And don't forget to add this program to your favorites on Pandora, iHeartRadio, Amazon, and Apple Music. And thank you for listening. So please follow the podcast on Spotify. Thank you all again, and salute and have an awesome day. Peace out. Hey.